Okay, so this would be like movie 29, continuing on with the Mustang just back from the blaster. A lot of good news about the front end of the car. If you look at it, it looks pretty whole, pretty straight, considering the fact that it had been in a right front impact. And we'll just take a little walk around the car. The left side, there's a little bit of damage right there. Once again, that's not a whole lot. That comes from when they weld this stuff on. And this frame rail looks really good. There was some problems. Remember I talked about the rust that was down here in the steering bolt mounting holes. That all cleaned up really well. Although he suggested I get something to suck all the sand and rust out of there. That lower portion where the A-arm sits really cleaned up nice. That isn't bad. It's starting to, but it's very solid. Rest of the car looks really good where it typically falls apart. Of course, one of the first places I'd noticed rust was right there. So we'll have to fix that. Firewall looks good. There's a little bit of a rumple right there and one on the other side. And I don't know if those are common. I don't recall that rumpling in the other car. So that's a little bit different for me. We'll get to the rumpling on the other side soon. There's that and the holes down there by where the idler arm mounts and the dent in the frame. So you can see the damage over there from the impact. That can all be repaired. Not a big deal. You can see where I took the dent out of that. That still needs to be finished. Seam sealer there that you didn't get out. But overall, this side of the car looks pretty good. Coming inside, hopefully you can see that's the light shining through the floorboard. It just at the seam. And it kind of comes over there too. There's one there. That's not white. That's actually a hole. There's a hole and there's a hole. And there's a hole, and there's a hole. So there are just a few holes. Overall, for a Mustang, there's no more holes around that. There always are. Overall, for a Mustang, the floors are really solid, which is highly unusual. This area right in here always rusts out. It's just something you do. It's the torque boxes. They always do it. The flange here is rusted. So, you know, this driver's side pan right here, this second pan, they sell a piece for that. We can get that. But overall, that's not unusual, and that's not that bad. What does get bad, and I hadn't planned on doing this because I haven't had to do it to many Mustangs, is the inner fender well. Once again, where it's white, those are holes where the light's shining through. The inner fender well tub, right there, is it's got rust through it. And I hate doing inner fender wells. They're terrible. Quarter panel we knew was going to have to be done. Should take a quick tour of the top. The top isn't bad. The top is not bad. We know it's got some dents along here, but those can all be worked out. The top is not bad. The seams aren't bad. So we're going to leave that. I think I'm going to take this, cut it off here. Of course, there's a big chunk of mud. He doesn't blast where I'm going to cut it away anyway. So why pay him for blasting if I'm just going to take the panel off anyway? The trunk, of course, rust there, rust up there. The transition hump, though, usually it rusts out. It did not. So thank God for that on that one. And, of course, this trunk drop-off on this side, all rusty as well. All the back stuff has to be replaced. So a lot of work to the rears. Coming back over to the right side rear quarter, you can see that the Bondo was about a ½ inch thick. Maybe you can't see it. The Bondo is about a ½ inch thick right there from when they repaired the collision damage. There's a hole. This was all beat in. They never fixed it. They just covered it up. I hate guys who do that shit. This makes more work for me. This side, once again, torque box and cover. Torque box is in good shape. The flooring over it's bad, and that's a panel they sell, so that's not hard to fix as well. But it's work. That's why I bought the rotisserie, so I'll be able to get in here and get all this stuff. There's rust there around that. Under the seat pans is great, and once again the seams here rusting, but not the toe boards, and that's super critical. No rust to the cowl, a little rust there too. So, and then you come up over this side. It's hard to see it, probably can't, but the frame rail is dented. It's rusted. This side frame rail is going to need some repair. And up here, there's a little bit of damage as well. It's going to have to be repaired, and it's rumpled right down here. This should be nice and flat, and it's not. So I'll be straightening all that out. So that's just kind of the way it goes. If you look down in the cowl, you can see some of the blast media. They got stuck down there along with some other dirt. Did not having due. And by the way, there's a big old hunk of seam sealer or something right in there. I have no idea how or why that would have happened. And underneath the battery tray, a little bit of corrosion. That always happens. Shocked it isn't more. Once again, shocked that isn't more. And of course, that's gone. We know that. Overall, pretty solid, but definitely with issues that are going to take some time. That's why I bought the rotisserie. We're going to take our time and get this one right. This is a good car. Everything I see on it says June stamping numbers. Now that you can see all the stamping numbers really super clear. So everything says June. All the pieces say June. So pretty firm. This is a late June, early July build car. So everybody wish me luck. But there it is. It's back.